Nacho, John, Ned, and Juanito sitting in my doorway. There's Negro. Spot went out. Oh, maybe they're going to go do something together. I hope. That'd be nice. Those are the sibs that are having the most problem with each other. Negro is kind of a very sensitive soul, awkward child, doesn't play as easily, and so attached to me and so adoring of me. And Spot does not like that. Spot wants me. So, in a country where I celebrate the fact that Mexico mostly doesn't have sibling rivalry because there's such a web of parents, aunts, and uncles, grandparents to nurture a child, I've got the I've got the poster family for sibling rivalry and toxic, and it's getting close to me. It's all I say often that Ken Kai's in the book The Conscious Person's Guide to Relationships said that a committed relationship brings all your shit to the surface. It's where it all hits the fan. And after a year and a half of solo, no dog, no nothing, various involvements with women, I've got three, 2.5 dogs. Negro is here halftime, goes home most nights. And it's dizzying and it's wonderful, but it does stir the pot. I was one of two boys. My brother Terry was a year and a half younger than me. I was the prince. They had waited 9 years. He's nice also. He lived in my shadow in a very destructive way. And we were co-victims of sex abuse. And we found it impossible to look at each other really right into our adult years. And he never healed from it. I worked damn hard to heal from it, and only in the last 5 years have been acting quite healed, quite fine. But it's stirring the pot. My mom remarried. My dad died after my 8th grade in the summer of my 8th grade year. And 2 years later, my mom married another alcoholic. My dad was just a withdrawn, sweet man, a good man, but just couldn't face the dynamics of her man-crushing family. The women of that era, the Irish women, were rough on their men, really rough on their men, and the men would turn to alcohol, the curse, then they'd be rougher on them. It was a nightmare. My stepdad was capable of being a nasty alcoholic, and there would be fights. And I was the prince, and he sure didn't like that. And he pitted his son Pat against me. And it was sophomore of my high school year that they got together. And 2 years later, I went off to college. But when I came home from college for the summer, I was up on the 3rd floor. Then I heard him hit her. I heard a big fight. I bet it was the only time he ever hit her. But it ended up with me and him rolling around on the floor, and I moved out the next day. So, blended families, tricky dynamics between siblings, it stirs the pot a lot. And there's another whole piece that I'm only going to headline here, which was I had a blended dog family on the road. I had Magic, who was the dog of my dreams, and Bear, who adopted us. And I'll tell that story elsewhere. But in terms of dynamics that were way too much for me, it got way, way, way too much for me, and it ended quite tragically. Kelly Corrigan, I don't think it was a bad thing because I needed to be alone. I needed to be able to spend time with women because all through my travels, my dog was my shotgun, my partner, and everybody knew it. So for me to be able to have relationships with women and really dig into the dynamics that are in the way for me, I had to have no dogs. And El Diamante, the summer of 23, is when I really went to work on that because I arrived 2 days after losing Magic, and I was a wreck. And what I'm noticing here is I've never told that story. I've told it in videos, a 10-minute video and then a 20-minute video where I descend so deeply into the trauma that I put a trauma alert on it. And I'm not sure anybody's seen it. And I've never told the story to a living person, even though it's a year and a half old now. And I've known you who are the poster child for heal everything, go, do it. Tell the story as many times as you need to. I still haven't told it. And today I was thinking, well, at least you ought to do it in video again. You don't really have the right candidate as a person to listen to it, a person, a live face-to-face person. But at least do a video again. So maybe I will. Maybe I will. The story of Magic and Bear. All right, bye.